What's up, guys? It's your girl Elle. We're back with What the Hell Reactions, and we're still talking Netflix, y'all. We're gonna run through this first half of the season. So today we are on to Jackelina and Marshall. Now, my first impression of the two, Jackelina came off very high-spirited. She gave off good energy from what I saw in episode 1. But that has changed a bit for me. Jackelina, she sparked a little interest. She's a little spicy. She seemed like a fun time girl. She seemed genuine, and she may be genuine, but there's a little cuckoo going on. Now, my first impression of Marshall was he maybe has some anger issues, because when Jackelina decided not to send the other guy home, she kept him around. He got so upset. He went to the room. He was twitching. I'm like, oh, he look crazy, ain't he? He look crazy. But he went back to the room with the guys and kind of was like scoping out to see who was backstabbing him, essentially, because he had been confessing his love for Jackelina the entire time. And so he was trying to figure out who was playing his face, And he got down to it or whatever, but when it came down to the confrontation, I believe the guy's name was Josh. He wasn't as aggressive as he came off at first. Yeah, Marshall wasn't very aggressive with him as he was when he first left the pod. So I'm thinking that was just kind of like a little thing that he does to try to show off his manliness or whatever. And that's essentially how he won Jackelina over, because she was so attracted with this manly version of him that she saw. But once they get to the honeymoon stage, guys, things got a little bit strange. Now, the two seem to really be enjoying themselves at first. They had their day out in Mexico, just enjoying the vibes and the sun and everything seemed to be okay. She did mention that he's not really her physical type. She's used to 6'5" type of guys, big, muscular, and he is not that. He's on a thinner side and not quite 6'5". And so she did express that, that's her usual type. He's not her usual physical type, but she said that she likes him. She's going to make it work. And then later on that evening, she's like asking him if he had a good time, and she starts to cry. I'm like, what's going on? Everything seemed okay, but she starts to cry. He offers her some water. She says she doesn't want any water. She says she wants to be alone for a minute. He goes into the other room. She comes into the room. I think he gives her like a Sprite or something. Then when she finishes the Sprite, she so rudely puts down the Sprite and rudely tells him to put it back in the refrigerator. And he's looking like, what the hell? And I was looking like, what the hell? Is this girl bipolar? What's going on? That's nothing to play with. But yeah, we're watching the TV show and we're observing behavior, okay? So I'm like, something is not right. Then she goes into the bathroom and she's boohooing again. I'm like, she has some emotional situations going on here. What is going on? He goes in to comfort her, and she is like saying, this is nice and everything, but this is not real, because she has to go back to her real life and she has all these people to take care of. He's like, I know. So apparently they have had a conversation about her home life and what that is. It seems to be unstable. She seems to be unstable, and I'm just a little bit weary now, a little bit worried for Marshall at this point, because I'm like, this girl seems like she's going to be an emotional roller coaster. She's going to be a headache. And then we go to the next scene with the rest of them when they meet up with the other cast members. And Jackelina is talking to Chelsea and Tiffany, and she's like, Chelsea is expressing her disdain with Kwame's behavior with his other choice, that he was spending way too much time over there talking to Micah, and she was expressing her feelings about it to her quote-unquote friends and saying, I might as well not even be here if this is what's going to be going on. As soon as Chelsea walks away, oh my goodness, and Micah comes over to the girls. Well, first of all, let me back up a little bit. She tells Chelsea before Chelsea walks away, no, you can't go, because if you leave, then I have to leave. Acting like a really good friend, this Jacqueline was, telling Chelsea that. And I was like, oh, dang. Y'all that close? Like, you would leave if she leave and you're not here for actual love? What? But as soon as Chelsea walks away and Micah comes over, Jacqueline does not hesitate to tell Micah exactly what Chelsea was saying. And then she even disses Chelsea slightly, and she tells her, Micah doesn't want your man. If she wanted Kwame, then she would have had Kwame. I'm like, oh my goodness, is this the same person that you were just telling that if she left, then you would leave too, because that's how much love you have for her? Like, girl, that's a little backstabbish, a little two-faced. I'm like, Tiffany, watch your back. Now, Tiffany kept it cute. She wasn't, really saying anything when the girls were back talking Chelsea. I like Tiffany. She kept it real cute. But Jackelina, no ma'am, you giving me unstable, you giving me untrustworthy, you giving me drama right about now, okay? Now, when we see a preview of what's to come, because the next episodes will be released March 31st and your girl will be tuned in. But in those episodes, we see that Jackelina is going to tell Marshall that he is not man enough for her. Like, you know what? I think this whole time she was like saying Marshall. She's so into Marshall. She is not into him. She is not into Marshall. He's not her usual physical type, and she is not interested. She wants, I don't know what she wants. She seems like she wants someone who's just as unstable as she is. I don't know. But I feel bad for Marshall because he seems to be really, really into her. He's very happy with her, and he seems like a good guy overall from what I've seen so far, but she just seems to just not be mature enough for a mature relationship. That's what it is. A lot of these people on this show this season, at first I was like, oh, this looks like a good cast, but now that we're getting to know them, a lot of them are extremely immature. I'm like, if you're ready to love, well, this isn't ready to love. This is Love is Blind. But these are like 20-something year olds, most of them. A lot of them are over 30, but a lot of the immature personalities that I'm noticing are in their 20s from the ladies. And the guys, you know, theirs is kind of ranging from their, I don't know, they're a little immature too. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. But I'm like, these people aren't giving what I thought they would give. These people come on a show to get married, but they are nowhere near ready for marriage. I mean, what do you think? You let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this whole Jackelina and Marshall situation. I am dying to hear. Okay, and will you be tuned in for the next review? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.